Hey everyone, so I'm going to be breaking down the best way to make money in the long term when it comes to cryptocurrencies. A lot of people have been jumping into short-term trading and day trading, swing trading, scalping, you name it, when they're not actually good enough to start doing it with real capital. And so what happens is they often lose their money while they're trying to learn how to invest. The best way to do this is to actually have a long-term portfolio of which you guys are dollar cost averaging with a 2x leverage. Let me explain. So the first thing you guys are going to want to do is come over here to coinmarketcap.com, and we're going to be building a portfolio from scratch in a way that's going to maximize your returns while giving you guys a safety net in case things are not going your way. So you're not going to be freaking out and kicking your bed or punching your wall or something like that if the market goes down for whatever reason. Okay, so first things first, when you guys are building your portfolio, the majority, and I would say 50 to 51%, if you guys are more aggressive, it's going to be that. If you guys are more conservative, it may be about 75% of your weekly allowance that you guys are going to give yourself for these dollar cost averaging moves is going to be going towards Bitcoin and Ethereum. Okay. Now, after that, here's where things get a little bit more fun. I want you guys to come over here to coinmarketcap.com, and I want you guys to use these settings. Now, I'm going to be looking for tokens that are under $500 million. I'm going to hit apply filter, and I'm going to go over here to price, and I'm going to be looking for things that are under a penny. Now, you could definitely change these up. I've seen people use $1 for the maximum price range. I've seen people use $250 million for the market cap, or even $1 billion for the market cap, okay? Afterwards, you're gonna hit apply filter, and you're gonna do show results. These are the tokens that you guys are looking for. Specifically, the reason why I'm choosing these tokens is this. When people like to buy tokens that are under with a low market cap and they have a very low price, people always imagine them hitting $1. And by hitting $1, they can clearly see how much money they would make. So if I bought Pepe, right, and I bought 1 million Pepe, if this ever hits $1 one day, even though it's not likely, if it ever does hit $1 one day, then you know that I have $1 million. I have $1 million, right? No matter how much you have, if it ever hits $1, that's how much you're gonna have at the end of the day. So people love to think about that, and it drives in a lot of inexperienced traders that are gonna buy and buy and buy. And during a bull market, all those crazy people are buying up at really high, crazy FOMO levels. Well, guess what? That's when you're selling. Those are the people that you sell to that make you a lot of money. You guys might be the people that are usually buying at the top and making all the other people a lot of money. Just realize that, okay? Now, you scroll down and you start looking at things that you guys might like. You start looking to see, hey, what's been going up so far this year? What's been going down? And you try to stay away from stuff that's going down. You really just try to look for stuff that's actually had a pretty decent year. This one's up 32%. That's good for this year. We don't need to have a Ensure DeFi that's up 176%. Now, we would love to have something like that, don't get me wrong. But the goal is you want to see some positive growth here. And you're going to build a list up, and you guys are going to put in half of what you're willing to lose, okay? So after you guys have built up some things, one of my favorites is Storm STMX. That one's up 143% this year. What I've done is I've made a portfolio over the past month to show you guys how this works, and it kind of give you an idea of why it's good to do some dollar cost averaging. Now, I've only been holding these positions for about, like I said, a month and a half. But I'm doing this because I believe that over time, Bitcoin is continue to go higher and higher and higher. So even if I'm buying right now at $35,000, I think at least a few years from now, we're probably going to be well above $70,000 or even $100,000 a few years from now. Okay. So what am I doing? I'm buying, and I'm happy to buy at these low levels like I was back in November. I'm also just as happy to buy around here at $35,000. Okay. And historically, no matter when you buy, it keeps on going up and up and up and up. So don't worry if it comes down a few percent. But the reason why I say that you guys should be investing half of what you're willing to lose is because I would actually recommend having 2x leverages or 3x leverages for the majority of the trades in your long-term portfolio, okay? So here's the way that I like to think about it. If I buy a position, and let's say it's a $50 position, if that position with a 2x leverage, if that position goes down 100%, I'm going to lose 2x of my initial position, which is $100. Now, the likelihood of a token going down 100% is very, very unlikely. However, I want you guys to understand that that's the maximum you guys are willing to lose. So if you guys make a $50 trade and then a few months later, it's down 50%, that means you've lost your initial investment, and instead of, being up or breaking even, you're now down $50. If you guys can handle that, then you guys should be okay. But remember, it can be $50 a week you into this token, or it can be $5 a week you into this token, up to $50. So it's really up to you, depending on how you guys want to play this out. If you look at the positions I've had now, I've had these positions for about a month to a month and a half. Some of these I just bought recently, like Blur. I just bought this before literally 3 days ago, okay? So it hasn't had the opportunity to have that nice pump with Bitcoin. However, I'm still holding on to it for the long term here, so I know it's going to be perfectly fine. But you can see it's down 12%. My Bitcoin, guess what? That's up 36%. You see how it has way more cash profit? Because I put a lot more money into that than something like a Blur token, which is a lower market cap token. And by that, you can see how these larger market cap plays that I've been doing, like this, like where's Ethereum at right here, and even STMX, which is a lower market cap play, those are covering all the losses from these smaller ones right here. And some of them I've only invested so little money that if I'm down 7%, 7.5%, I'm only losing $3, okay? Which again, that's not even a cup of coffee in this inflationary market, right? So that's the way you guys are gonna be doing this. I would not recommend going above 3%. If you guys wanna have some fun, 3% is there for you. I bought some Reef with a 3x leverage, and I bought this on the 11th of October. And so far it is up 57%. And if you divide that by 3, it's really up about 20%, but you can see how that's been some good money. But what happened? I'm only at $14 because I haven't invested so much money into it. A lot of these I've only had one time to buy, and I may be buying more in the future, but for now, I'm looking to have a wide portfolio because Bitcoin and Ethereum are going to carry me to the promised land. That's already a certainty in my mind. But all these other tokens are opportunities for me to make hundreds of thousands of dollars if they just go parabolic. For instance, I have a trade right here. Let's see if I can find something towards a dollar price range here. $3, $6, $1. Okay, and I got Ape token at 113. And it looks like I have about 87 of them. So I got about 90 something dollars, $100 looks like of Ape token. If that just goes up 1,000%, guess what? That's like the same thing of $100 going up 1,000%. And that's why I'm going to be looking for making a lot of money there. But I have to be willing to wait and see what happens with it. So if I go over here to Ape token, one of the reasons I bought it is because it's very popular, but it's also been crashing and look at that, crashing and crashing and crashing. We've recently had a stop last month where we had our first green candle. First opportunity to buy, we've managed to break out of that resistance level here, and now we're testing out that support. Now we're consolidating. So over the next few weeks, I'm going to keep on adding another $20, another $30 up until maybe $400 invested into Ape, and then I'm not going to invest anymore. And then again, I'm going to go back to my list and look for more coins and opportunities that I can trade. The important thing for you guys to understand though is when you guys are looking at these tokens, let's say I like this thing called Starlink, right? You have to make sure by going down, you have to make sure it's actually available on your exchange in order to trade. That's the hard part here. This is not available on Fairdesk, which is the exchange that I prefer to use because of the lower fees. So because of that, I'm just not going to trade it. I know it sounds stupid sometimes, but I'm not going to go out of my way to buy every single token out there, especially if you see tokens that are only available on Uniswap. Those are usually tokens I avoid a lot, because they're just very, very annoying, okay? However, this is my preferred way of, trading for the long term. Let me know if you guys have any questions, and I'd be happy to answer them down below. Thanks.